o'clock Sunday start. So back-to-back games with the Hornets. Sixers 1-1 with Charlotte. And split those two games, winning at home and losing here in Charlotte. The tip-off for tonight's, or this afternoon, 76ers game brought to you by Miller High Life. And the Hornets win the tap. And another sellout crowd here will be lively, I would guess. Holton, Tripucka. Rambis wheeling in on Barkley. Left hand, nope. Rebound, Hersey Hawkins. Mike Kaminsky straight up at the top. Hawkins against Robert Reed. A veteran against a rookie, and now Barkley against Rambis. Shelton Jones. Cheeks, shot clock at 2. Cheeks forces it up and hit it. Just beat the 24-second buzzer. Good defense by Charlotte. Tripucka loops a pass to Holton. He misses, and Charles the rebound. He has one board, and Hawkins one lead for Shelton. He banged it off the bottom of the rim. Kaminsky is there, and he scores.
Good play that time to look up. Shelton Jones running. Threw the shot up anyway, but Mike Kaminsky was there to get the rebound, lay it back in. Good play that time by the Sixers. Get it up in a hurry.
And the jumper missed. The Hornets yet to knock one down, and the Sixers giving them just one opportunity. Hawkins on the wing, short. Kaminsky the offensive rebound. That's 2 offensive boards for G-Man. Barkley dribble drive in the air and good off the glass. And the Sixers out of the gate quickly, lead at 6-0.
Well, that's what they wanted to try to accomplish. Get out early, get the crowd out of this thing, get that 6th man out of this game, and hopefully be able to build from here.
Reed rifles one home off the left wing, and it's 6-2, the first Hornet basket of the afternoon. Sixers have decided they don't want to play from behind, especially on the road. Driving Jones, and it won't go.
Kelly Tripucka in there. You know, you take a look, Shelton Jones a little bit quicker than any other forward, so let's start Shelton, see if he can shut down Kelly a little bit.
A 7-2 Sixer lead as Shelton made 1 of 2. Rambis staggers around, threw it up wild, and Charles ripped it away from him. Barkley behind his back to Shelton Jones, double clutches and scores. Good break, the power dribble out by Charles. And then the assist.
Shelton adds a little bit more speed to the 76er starting lineup.
Very athletic, can run and jump. Reed and Kit, and should get an Academy Award as well. The foul is on Shelton. I guess if there was a wrap on him, a lot of people did question his defense, although the other night, Steve, in Philadelphia, he came out and did a nice job. The minutes he was asked to play against Dominique Wilkins. Now, how'd you like to have that? You're playing the last day of your first 10-day contract.
Ball, and that's one thing that Jimmy and Freddie Carter and everybody noticed.
That's one of those good news, bad news stories.
Yeah.
9-4, the Sixers. Hawkins from downtown and short again. He's been short with a pair off the right wing. Reed, that'll be short. And Cheeks the long rebound. 3 on 3, 3 on 2 now as Barkley filled the lane, and he's fouled. Well, the Sixers pushing it, Steve, at every opportunity.
Well, that's one of the other things that the coaching staff, you know, when they started Shelton Jones, let's take a look at it. Rebound comes off. Maurice Cheeks does a nice job getting the ball over to Charles Barkley. Robert Reed comes over and just kind of tomahawks Charles as he goes to the line to shoot 2.
And Shelton did a nice job there of continuing onto the baseline, and he kind of turned Holton around. He didn't know who to pick up. Charles makes the first free throw.
Well, there are two things that Jimmy was trying to accomplish after that San Antonio game. We've got to play better pressure defense, and we've got to get out on the break and try to get some easy buckets, and that's one thing they've done tonight and the last 4 games combined.
Charles just 1 of 2, and it's 10-4 the Sixers. Michael Holt pounds a left-hand dribble. Tripucka and a whistle. Setting the screen off the ball.
Offensive foul that time on Rambis. As Shelton tried to get over, and Rambis just kind of leaned his body into him, causing the offensive foul.
Low Cheeks against Michael Holt. Percy. Shelton. Kaminsky fakes and fires. Missed it, but was fouled. Looked like it was going to go, but it was too heavy.
Shelton Jones not quite sure what to do. Ends up going through. Mike Kaminsky has a little turnaround jumper, and it becomes very difficult. The 76ers have 5 games this week, so practice will be at a premium once again.
12-4. Sixers, Tripucka. Rainbow, nope. And Charles high in the air. Cheeks gunned up the left side. Shelton Jones. Stutter steps to the baseline. Drives, guns it out. Cheeks raises up. Bingo. Good drive by Jones to penetrate along the baseline. They kicked it out to Cheeks.
This year's Business Person Special when the Sixers take on the Charlotte Hornets with a special 1 o'clock in the afternoon tip-off. For more information, call the 76ers at 339-7676.
And during the timeout, Kelly Tripucka left, went down the ramp and back to the locker room. So Rex Chapman, their heralded rookie, checks in. We'll try to find out exactly what is wrong with Tripucka. Scramble for the ball at the top of the key, and Reed wins the battle. Chapman. Holton raises up and scores. Nothing but net. Holton averaging 7.7 on the year. Has his first field goal, and it's 14-6. Sixers in their half-court game. Jones. Percy fakes, fires, nope. Rambus. The outlet is Holton, and now the Hornets want to run. Bounce to Curtin, poked away, saved once, twice, and then out of bounds off of Hersey Hawkins. Oh, the Hornets will inbound. Sideline left, right in front of Dick Harder. And Reed will pull the trigger. Holton pops out. Rambus out high. Given ground by Barkley. Chapman fakes the 3. Good touch pass. A second good touch pass, and Curtin scores. 2 nice little touch passes. (14-8) as the Hornets make a little run. Shelton Jones, Reed. Challenges him. Jones drives. The reverse missed the second. 15-8. Free throwing has not been good in the early going for the Sixers. Good switch by Charles. Rambus alone. Kaminsky picked him up. Short fumbled it, got it back. Goes inside, flew it at point-blank range. Kaminsky cranks the outlet ahead to Shelton Jones. Barkley checked by Chapman, wide open as Hersey, and a good feed from Charles Barkley.
Hersey was standing under there about 2 or 3 seconds waiting for somebody to hit him. Shelton Jones missed him, and finally Charles Barkley was able to see him for the easy layup.
17-8 Sixers. Chapman runs back door, pops out, caught it, and fires, and got it. He can shoot it, even though his shooting percentage is way down. Scramble and a jump ball.
Yeah, but when you take a look at Chapman's shooting percentage, you only see that he's shooting 39%. But that's a 10% increase from where it was the last time we were in town. So he's been shooting fairly well. He's a quick shooter. Gets the ball and is able to go right up with it.
Hornets win the tap. Chapman. Alley-oops one up, missed it. Rebound, Rambus. 17-12. Sixers by 5 with 6:02 left to play in the first quarter. Crowd getting after it now. Cheeks. Kaminsky at the top. Bingo. Knocked it down. (19-12). Sixers with the lead. Hornets with the ball. Holton, they force him left. Sure. Good feed. Chapman's layup is good. Curtin penetrated, drew the defenders to him, and then bounced it easily to Chapman. 19-14. Charles fakes, and a whistle. He was bumped. Well, Charles fouled as he tried to get it outside the Chiefs. Remember the last time we were here, Steve, the Hornets won the ball game, but early on in the game, they ran away to about a 23-point lead. They ran off something like 16, 17 points unanswered. And the Sixers... And Tripucka still has not reappeared from their locker room. He left with their trainer and or team physician after just a couple of moments. Here is Chapman from outside. Nope, and the rebound high is Shelton Jones. 21-14. Charles for three. Kaboom! The home run by Charles. He really, I tell you what, he really loves that shot.
He does. He does. They should take that shot out of these games just for him, because that's a. I'd hate to see my best player shooting three-pointers when you know he's such a great post-up player. But he likes taking them, and he's making them.
Yeah, he made a big one the other night with the shot clock running down. Here's Teeks from the top, and he rattled that home. No, but you can always tell when he's going to shoot it. He looks down, makes sure where he is. I mean, it's like he's inviting the defender to come out. Of course, if the guy does come out and challenge him, he's just by him.
He's got such a quick first step that he can get by anybody with somebody rushing at him.
So you're betwixt and between. Holton circles from right to left. Curry fends off and scores. Jakes. Kaminsky playing out high at the top of the circle. Barkley's feet picked off. Holton will run down the lane, blocked, and traveling.
Dick Harder's jumping up off the bench. He's amazed at the call.
Harder very volatile and didn't like that call. He thought that he was bumped into the travel. Let's see.
Let's take a look at it. 1, 2, 3, and up. One quick step.
And they got the tee, I think, on Harder. Is it on Harder or on the...
I think it's on Ed Badger. It cost Ed Badger $50 for everybody trying to take the charge.
Barkley ran into the lane. Little exclamation point as the whistle is blown. The crowd wants a technical on Chuck to go to his bench. And he made one of two again. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 misses by the Sixers already here in the first quarter from the free throw line. 29-16. Sixers in front. Tripucka. Chapman from downtown just barely caught the front of the rim. Curtin's follow short. Kempton kept it alive. Tripucka to Curtin. He missed it again. Kempton's follow won't go. They got 5 cracks, and it wouldn't go down. Percy thought about it. Now he pulls the trigger. Bingo. 31-16. Holton. Chapman. Tripucka. Short. And a whistle. Charles.
Got one on Charles that time.
The timeout. They trail 31-16. Holton, they swing it to Chapman. He runs in and pounds it home with the right hand. Nobody closed the door on him, and he turned the corner at the baseline for the slam. 31-18. Percy beats Chapman. And even though it's partially blocked, still got it up, and then Charles with the follow.
Percy did an excellent job of just getting up on the backboard, and Charles just happened to be there and tipped it right in.
Chapman from outside, nothing but net.
Got to get a little bit closer to Chapman, because once he comes off those picks like that, he's ready to shoot. He's one of the reasons that he's been able to increase his field goal percentage is he's developed that confidence in that shot coming off like that.
Kaminsky beat Kempton with a good move and missed the jumper. Yeah, Chapman, he was a key for them in their win here the last time these two clubs faced each other in Charlotte. Chapman, 15-footer, not this time. Tapped outside, and Holton runs it down. About the second time of the game, they've gotten a multiple shot trip out of an offensive set. The last time they got 5 cracks at it. Reach-in foul on Mike Kaminsky as they tried to force-feed the ball into Kempton. Here comes the Sixer bench now. Gerald Henderson into the game, and Ron Anderson, who Steve talked about at the top. Check in. Holton. Chapman. He and Curtin play catch. Curtin, finger roll is a beauty. Curtin with a field goal. Earl with 3 field goals and 6. Averaging 6.2, so he's right at his average. Charles for 3 again. Nope, Cheeks picked off the outlet. Anderson, Ron, stutter steps in and scores, and he's fouled. Good move, little hesitation, little hitch move by Anderson on a drive, and he draws the foul as well.
Drives like that are one of the reasons that make Ron Anderson one of the leading candidates for 6th man in the league this year. And he does an excellent job of driving to the bucket here. Shoots it over Kempton, who fouls him.
But Jimmy he misses the free throw try, so the free throwing continues. To be on the 4 side for the Sixers, about the only thing that they haven't done well here in the first quarter. Chapman, a rainbow, and he poured it home. 35-24.
Well, that's one of the reasons why they drafted him this year, is because he could shoot that outside shot like that. Charlotte Hornets not known as a good post-up team. They have 3 good outside shooters, Rex Chapman, Kelly Tripucka, and Robert Reed. And their post-game is kind of suspect.
Gerald, good fake. Shovels Jaminski alone, and he pounds it home with 2 hands. 37-24. Holton, as the Sixers showed some pressure. Kempton, back pick Maurice, and the drive by Holton is a beauty. Kempton, the back screen, and he flattened Mo Cheeks. Charles at the buzzer, and Karam's off the board. We've played 1 period. The Sixers 37, the Charlotte Hornets 26.
Sometimes the best way.
16 in the first quarter.
Well, that's one of the reasons you take a look. Charlotte's outside shooting team will not get to the line as many times as another team that'll constantly drive to the bucket.
Ooh, Charles, a massive slam off the miss by Brooks.
Maybe that was a pass.
Yeah, it was a poor enough shot that I'm sure he's going to claim it was a pass, whether it was or not. Thing sailed over the top of the rim, and Charles was there to bang it home. 39-26. Chapman trying to lob down deep. Right now, Christian Velp is on. So is Gerald Henderson, Ron Anderson, Scotty Brooks, and Charles Barkley remains the only starter in the game.
Let's take a look at this.
And watch the
perfect pass
shot
by
slash
Scott Brooks.
pass.
Yeah. Charles just kind of goes up, says,
Thank
you, Scotty.
That might have been a pass.
No.
Well, we give him the benefit of the
benefit of the doubt.
It looked like it. Tripucka stripped, but
after all that grief and everything he took up in Utah, see him come down here and play that well.
Bogues picks Brooks' pocket and scores. Battle of the little guys, the midgets. And Bogues won that one. Anderson, pick and roll, didn't go. Gerald, 6 on the shot clock, 5. Charles fake, walked, and they finally call it. Late whistle, but they got it.
He does that an awful lot where he gives a fake and he's able to rise up on his toes.
And we got
delay of game by Charles as he went to hand the ball to the referee, and the referee wouldn't go out to retrieve it, and he called delay of game on Charles Barkley.
Pressure now by the Sixers, as they have their bench in there with the exception of Charles. Bogues, about 4 feet tall.
In high heels.
Got a big heart. You come out and you see Bogues. I mean, he's smaller than the ball boys.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But he does a super job down here in Charlotte for Harder and everybody else. Carl Shear, they're pleased with his play.
Gerald from outside makes it a 41-30 Sixer lead. Bogues handles against Scott Brooks. And here's an illegal defense call. And he's certainly not in double figures for his career.
No.
Bogues drives, floats it up, missed it. Tripucka blocked by Velp, who just 41-31. The Hornets Or rather, 41-32. The Hornets to within 9. Anderson. Yes. Ron Anderson. Anderson with a pair of field goals. One on a drive. And now the jumper from outside. Tripucka. And that's good. 43-34. Sixers in front. The lead in the ball. And Wally Rooney's got a call. As he trailed the play up the floor. And he's warning Kempton to knock it off. And I guess that was they were some pushing, jostling coming as they made their way back up the floor. Ben Coleman has come on. Kempton plays him. Oh, a little grabbing and holding. Anderson one-on-one. He wants to take Tripucka and try and break him down. The ball is stolen. Bogues runs. Bogues to the hole, blocked by Gerald Henderson.
Did an excellent job. Muggsy did of turning Scotty Brooks around. As Scotty went for one fake, fell down. Bogues took it to the bucket. And Gerald Henderson comes over to kind of knock it out of the air. Good block that time by Gerald Henderson. Here we see Scotty going for one fake, falling down. Here comes Henderson over. Boom, knocks it out. Good play that time by Gerald Henderson.
Henderson matched up with Chapman. Chapman fakes him. Bogues unloads. Scores. Muggsy. You have to look down the whole game if you're going to cover, right? Can't find him. Anderson, and it's poked out of bounds, going to belong to the Sixers.
I'll tell you what, though, that would cause a problem when you're used to looking at somebody eyeball to eyeball, and all of a sudden you have to look down for Muggsy coming around for the steal.
And a timeout taken with 8:42 left. Sixers inbound. And that's poked away. Chapman got a hand on it. Anderson. Far sideline for Belton. Scott Brooks. Now Henderson on the wing. Free throw line extended left. Off the box, Coleman. A little turnaround is a beauty. Coleman made it look easy that time. 45-36. Sixers have led from the outset. Tripucka raises up, and he has nothing but net.
You certainly can't give Kelly an outside shot without putting some type of defensive pressure on him. There must have been a missed assignment underneath that time. As Kelly shot a wide open 18-footer and just can't give him notice.
Brooks and Bogues. Henderson and Chapman. Coleman showed him the ball. Spins on Kempton. Fires. The line drive is short. Rebound. Anderson quick back up to the basket and score. Boy, he came down and was very quick to get back up.
Kept the ball at shoulder level and took it right back up. Good play that time.
No chance to block it. 47-38. Sixers. Bogues. Oh, he's got some foot speed, doesn't he?
He really does.
Chapman. Trying to wheel it cross court and was poked in the middle, and here come the Sixers running. Anderson blocked from behind by Chapman. I don't know if we'll see it again, but Bogues got better. No way he was going to defend, and Chapman came from behind. All he did was bother Anderson, and then look at Chapman. Boom.
Good play that time by the Charlotte Hornets. All you had to do is, you have to get it up over the bucket. Chapman made an excellent defensive play that time. He's got great jumping ability, and he was able to knock Ron Anderson's shot right back at him.
Belt. And he walked. Christian forgot to put it on the floor.
Got to put it on the floor, but one thing you have to do if you're going to make a spin move like that, you've got to take that long first step, and then put the ball on the floor.
He just put it in his pocket and said he'd run to the basket.
When he makes that move, he's got too short a first step to get around anybody in a hurry. You got to take a long one to get around somebody quickly.
47-38. Hornets trail. Tripucka, good move, wouldn't go, but he's fouled.
Sixers foul number 44.
Kelly with a good head and shoulder fakes, gets around Anderson, drives to the bucket, may have walked, but Chris Velp comes over and whacks him across.
Brooks trying to check out of the hotel in Milwaukee, and the guy didn't believe he was a player. How do you think Muggsy feels when he's in like Utah, where they only see him once a year,
That's right?
Yeah, sure, pal. Anderson, an air ball that time, and Chapman comes away with it and runs. Chapman from downtown. The Hornets trying to shoot their way back in from the perimeter, and they close to within 5.
Jimmy cannot go too long with this lineup and let the crowd and the Charlotte Hornets get back into this game. They had a good control first period. Ben Coleman hits one, but you just can't go too long and let Charlotte try to get back into this game. Like I said, they had good control of the first period, and you don't want to let it go here in the second period.
He has Jaminsky and Cheeks over in front of the scorer's table, so they will re-enter at the first dead ball situation. Chapman got wild in the air, and Velp comes up with it. Henderson on the run, and he's fouled. Jaminsky will check in, and Mo Cheeks will come back on, sitting down Christian Velp and Scotty Brooks.
Well, Muggsy's still in the game, and one thing that he's going to do to Maurice is put a lot of pressure in the backcourt on Maurice. What somebody's going to have to do, send a short guy back instead of pickup.
Yeah, you have to. 50-42. Tangled up Anderson and Tripucka in the middle of the lane, and Wally Rooney with the whistle. Oh, they're going to call this on Chap, or no?
Ron Anderson.
On Ron Anderson.
Kind of had a good grip on Kelly as Kelly was trying to cut across it.
4. Cheeksy against Bowes. Gerald Henderson. Pick set by Jaminsky. Henderson, not this time. Rebound Anderson. Trying to go up, strip. Bogues did a good job of bothering him into the turnover. Kempton power drive, and he is hammered. 50-45. Oh, you know what? Maurice thought Charles was in the game. Ben Coleman misses, tap no. Jaminsky's tapped once, twice, and finally finished it off.
Mike may have got poked in the eye on that second try. He's come down holding his left eye.
Anderson tipped it once, then Jaminsky flailed at it twice and finally knocked it down. Tripucka, Hersey covered nicely. Kempton fakes, goes up, scores. Wanted a foul, but no call. 52-47. Charlotte trailing by 5, but hanging in there after the Sixers build up a big early lead. Anderson. Bogues. Lost it, dribbled it with his heel. Tripucka, right wing, free throw line extended. Fires, hand in his face, touch shot, he made it anyway. 5-point Sixer lead, and the ball. Anderson. Andy drives, and the strip lead is for Chapman and picked off. Hawk tipped it free to Mo Cheeks. Hersey, he hasn't stripped. Cheeks runs it down. It's like a YMCA game right now. Jaminsky, no. Kempton the rebound. Bogue says, hey, just slow this baby down. 3:27 left to play first half. They can draw to within 3. Lob is for Tripucka. The layup's good. And Jimmy will get a timeout. Cheeks walking it up. Yeah, he's going to get at least a 20 here, I think. Yes. A 20-second. A lot easier than it had been. A 3-point Sixer lead, so they squandered a big early lead. Hawkins, nope. Anderson tapped at it, couldn't control it. It's out of bounds. You know, they had the big early lead, and Charlotte is back into the game, and now a timeout taken as they will have the ball. 2:59 left to play here in the first half. The Sixers 54, the Hornets 51. Of the NBA All-Star voting.
And Carl Scheer had a party here sometime earlier this week to have all the fans come out. Anybody that showed up and voted for the All-Star team for Charlotte players would receive a Charlotte T-shirt.
And they've got one guy who's got an excellent chance maybe to make it, and that's Tripucka. Kind of year he's having. Sixers get it on the miss by the Hornets. They lead by 3. Barkley wheels in, goes up and scores easily. Charles making it look easy at the baseline on the left side. And the lead extended to 5. Tripucka, not this time, and Charles battling for the rebound. You're watching Sixers basketball on PHL 17. Philadelphia. Neil Funk with Steve Mix on a Sunday afternoon in Charlotte. Jaminski tried to pump it into Hersey, tipped away. Anderson, no. And he ran all the way out to the top of the circle and ran it down. Good hustle. Jaminski floats it up. That's short. Bogues, the smallest man on the floor, with a rebound.
Snatches it out of the air.
And runs the break. Tripucka scores. Bogues rebounded, pushed it up, and found Tripucka. Filled the lane nicely. Biggest Sixer lead was 15. It's now 3. 56-53. Cuts to the hole. Nope. Curtin the rebound. And the Hornets can draw to within 1. And the crowd, every time the Hornets do something, are whipped into a frenzy. Curtin, the offensive rebound. Chapman fires. Got it. They are to within 1 at 56-55. Well, it's a brand new game now.
Certainly is. The 76ers, good control the first period. All of a sudden, the second period, the bench just didn't quite do what they were supposed to do coming in. Didn't get a whole lot of production out of the bench, so Jimmy Lynam didn't wait too long with him, but Charlotte is back in it.
And we told you how well the bench had been playing in the 4-game winning streak. Hawkins slides by everybody and then goes up on the left hand and scores. Hersey with a nice move as he cut into the lane. Knifed in from left to right. Bogues, the crowd quiet for a moment anyway. Chapman, Kempton. Jump stop, goes up and scores. Good move by Kempton. Maybe that jump stop and could use either foot for his pivot foot. A 1-point Sixer lead. 13 seconds left in the first half, and the shot clocks are turned off. Charles pounds the ball against Curran. For 3, the home run is short. And Bogues the rebound. And the buzzer sounded. You know what? The buzzer sounded. There was still 1 second on the clock. And Harder.
Brought to you by McDonald's family restaurants of southeastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware.
I got about 4 real good customers during the day, and I take them in the morning and I go get them in the evening. And that way that the money adds up. You'll be surprised. I get a lot of publicity around here, and anybody that's over 45 years old, something like that, they see that name now. They say, you got a brother named Sweetwater or something like that? So they immediately, well, I say, I'm the guy I think you look for, and then that's how I get started.
Nat Sweetwater Clifton was honored at the NBA Legends game during All-Star Weekend in Chicago.
Chicago native and resident, welcome Nat Sweetwater Clifton.
When Clifton joined the New York Knicks, he was a 28-year-old rookie whose contract was purchased from the Harlem Globetrotters in 1949. He became one of the first 3 black men in the NBA, but he paid a price, having to tone down his flamboyant style with the Trotters to fit the conservative philosophy of Knicks coach Joe Lapchick.
I played with the old Celtics, and Joe was pretty much, played that old type of basketball. He didn't like anything new, no flashiness, nothing like that. So, but here was a situation where we had guys from, all nationalities playing. So what I did was try to fit in with them. I didn't try to take over.
Clifton played with the Knicks for 7 of his 8 NBA seasons. A valuable member of a team that reached the NBA Finals 3 times in the early 1950s.
Well, Sweetwater Clifton is almost like a brother to me. He was a great player, a tremendous pair of hands, loved to pass the ball. As you know, he was the original center for the Globetrotters. Had amazing visibility. He also was a lot better scorer than most people gave him credit for, but Sweetwater probably gave the ball up more than he should have for his own benefit.
He had the biggest hands of anybody I could ever remember, and he was a great clutch player. Coming down the stretch, the Knicks always went to him for the big play or the big rebound.
Today, Sweetwater lives with his mother, his 2 children, and 2 grandchildren at home in Chicago. He is a man proud of his accomplishments and content with his life.
Whatever you do, you should try to be happy. I don't care if you retire, you should do something. And I think this is what I'll probably do when I can't do nothing else, It's something that I like to do, so I'll probably continue this.
By 22,000 fans a game, but their mascot probably the worst in the league. Anyway, here's Charles Barkley driving the lane, builds a 6-0 early Sixers lead. And then later on, Barkley on the fast break. Watch the behind-the-back pass. Shelton Jones, the rookie, beautiful double clutch, lays it in 9-2. Then later on, Jones drives the lane. He dishes off to Mo Cheeks in the corner, and Mo buries it. 14-4 at that point. But then the Charlotte club makes some pretty good passing, and they did a lot of this today. Earl Cureton on the layup cuts it to 14-8. And then another underneath the alone basket. That's Rex Chapman from Cureton, cuts it to 19-14. Dick Harder there arguing a technical on the bench. Didn't help as the Sixers got a point out of it. Well, look at Charlotte. 4 misses here in a row. Chapman, Cureton twice. Here's his second miss coming up. And then Tipton will try, and he misses. Couldn't fall in. But they certainly got it going later on. Here's Rex Chapman off the screen. Had a good first half, and he can rainbow them, folks. Cuts it to 33-20. Anderson, a great stutter step drive. 35-22 at that point on the 3-point play. Sixers had an 11-point lead after the period. But then Tyrone Muggsy Bogues makes some things happen. Cuts it to 7, 43-36. Chapman again, a long jumper from the top of the key. Cuts it to 47-42. Later on, Kelly Tripucka, the lob backdoor, cuts it to 3, 54-51. And it is now a 1-point game as Chapman also scored.
They were for 18, 61%. The Hornets were 11 for 12, 91, almost 92%.
But
rebounds about even, 21-22.
But only 2 free throws in the second period for Philadelphia. And for Charlotte, they ended up shooting 10 free throws. So once again, momentum and everything else has changed for in that second period.
Both clubs with 2 men in double figures. Jaminski wheels it up and scores. He and Barkley were in double figures in the first half. Jaminski now has 13, and for Charlotte, Tripucka and Chapman. Tripucka with 18, Chapman with 14. Robert Reed, Holton, Tripucka, Rambis, and Cureton. Cureton catches, blocked. Barkley got it from behind. See if the first unit can do to Charlotte what they did in the early moments of the game. They built at one point a 15-point lead. Jaminski backs in on Cureton. Kicks it out. Shelton Jones drives, stops, and fires and scores. 62-57. Tripucka windmills it up off the glass. Nicely done on the dead run by Tripucka.
Tough shot that time by Kelly Tripucka as Shelton Jones was putting good defensive pressure on him. He just kind of threw it up and, hey, look what I found. Went in off the board.
Tripucka checking Shelton Jones. Cheeks worked on by Holt. Missed it. Reed turns and looks. 3 on 3. He shoveled Cureton. Layup, no. Rambis, follow is good. Rambis off the miss. 62-61, Sixers by 1. We're just underway here in the third period. The Coliseum in Charlotte. Hawkins bothered by Reed. Jaminski. Charles loose and scores. They overran the play that time, and Charles found himself all alone.
Earl Cureton's got to fight Charles Barkley a little bit harder than that if he expects to keep Charles out of the paint. Just giving him that position right in front of the basket, you just can't do that with Charles.
Tripucka over the screen, he scores. He just rubbed Shelton Jones off on the screen, and here's a steal by Reed. 3-on-2, Holton on the wing for Reed. Nope. Outlet cranked ahead to Shelton Jones. Good pass to Barkley. Hawkins for 3, the home run. That misses. Rambis the rebound. Hornets could take the lead. Barkley steals. Charles to the glass. No. Jones tap at it, wouldn't fall. 5-on-4. 5-on-3 now. And a whistle stopped that. Charles and
foul
Shelton were
that
late
time.
getting back.
Yeah, they really were. And that was a good foul that time by Hawk. As Kelly was getting ready to go to the bucket, he wasn't able to draw the foul. But he realized that it was a 5-on-3 situation. The only thing Hawk could do was foul Kelly Tripucka.
Holton. Now Reed, Rambis. A little handoff to Tripucka, missed it. Cheeks the lob. Jaminski's there. He jams. Nice lead from Mo Cheeks to Mike Jaminski. Jaminski the field goal. Cheeks the assist. 3-point Sixer lead. 66-63. Holton trying to use Cureton. All the way to the hole. He scores. Good drive by Michael Holton. Cheeks for Jaminski. Shelton Jones played by Tripucka. And the foul at the baseline. It's on Shelton Jones. Well, one thing Shelton's going to have to do is make Tripucka, or try to make him work a little harder at the defensive end.
Well, he was doing that in the first period. Now all of a sudden Kelly's working his magic down there, and he's coming off picks. He's running in and out and setting, getting some good position, just able to catch the ball and rise up for it just like that.
All tapped out of bounds, going to belong to the Sixers. Let's see if they go to Shelton a little more and try and have him make Tripucka play some defense. They dug themselves an early hole foul-wise, did Charlotte. 3 on Rambis early, 2 on Cureton early, 2 on Holton early. And then the Sixers couldn't take advantage of that with their bench. Cheeks misses. Out of bounds. Holton shakes his head at Cureton. I didn't want to run it down. Let it go out. Let's settle down.
Well, Kelly took off on Shelton, and Shelton was caught between a rock and a hard place. Do I stay with Kelly or I go for the rebound? And he went with Kelly.
Whistle. The Hornets look for the lead here. Rambis. They have the lead. Rambis, 16-footer. And the Hornets have their first lead of the afternoon at 67-66. Hawkins, low post for Barkley, and a whistle. The foul is on Cureton, and a timeout taken. 6:50 left to
Wednesday, January 25th, when Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls fly into Philly to take on the 76ers. Get all the excitement by calling 1-800-233-4050. That's 1-800-233-4050 to charge your tickets now.
Sixers will inbound following the timeout. Could a little more staccato you need in that. And Evelyn Wood, I think, will take care of that this summer.
Guys are brutal.
Hawkins for Jaminski. Just off the box. Spins, jump hook. Nope. Rebound Rambis. We've had a 16-point swing in this game. Sixers biggest lead 15. Hornets lead by 1 right now. And the basketball. Holton. Reed blocked. Jaminski comes away with it. Hawkins. Kaminsky, they swing it to the left side. Back to Hawk at the top of the key. Short, nothing will go down. Rebound, Rambis. Ian Curtin did a good job of keeping it alive. Curtin walked, they didn't call it. Drives and scores. And they count it. 69-66. The Hornets by 3. An 18-point swing. Hawkins. Charles the lob. Anderson the easy one.
Excellent pass that time by Charles Barkley as he realized that Ron Anderson made a good fake up.
Charles just, I'll tell you what, and Curtin is unhappy. Charles really laid one on him. And Curtin would love to get a piece of Charles.
Well, Charles kind of keeping an eye on out of the, looking at Earl out of the corner of his eye.
I'll tell you what, if they let go of Earl right now, he would take one. And here he comes. Here he comes. He wants a piece of Charles.
Well, let him go. Let him go once, see what happens. No, you can't do that. They got to get. Holton's doing an excellent job. Yeah, you've got to give him a technical. Charles is just standing there.
I'll tell you what.
And Earl's running all over the place.
Every right to be upset, though. I don't know if we have a look at it. It was behind the play, actually, but I mean, Charles leveled him, and Curtin still wants a piece of it.
That's one of those quick shots that Charles will give a player when he's kind of running by.
Timeout taken. Sixers trail the Hornets by 1.
Charles had already given Earl Curtin a cheap shot. And, you know, I've seen Charles do that 5 or 6 times when a player's run by him. And Charles has kind of given that little elbow or a quick shot, you know.
69 as the Sixers make the technical free throw. I mean, they had to restrain Curtin during the timeout.
And he's the one that got the technical.
Holton from the top. Nope. Rebound, Kaminsky had it. Rambis battled for it, and a jump ball. So Mike Kaminsky and Kurt Rambis will jump it up at the Hornets free throw line. Tapped, won by Charlotte. Holton against Cheeks. Barkley matched up now with Rambis. Reed and Henderson. Tripucka and Anderson. Tripucka wouldn't fall. Cheeks. The long rebound and the power dribble out for Gerald. Off the glass, that wouldn't fall. Barkley trying to go up, and a whistle blows. Wally Rooney with a call.
I think Maurice made a bad choice that time. You know, you've got a 4-on-1 type of situation coming down the floor. You got Ron Anderson running on the right. You got Charles coming on the left, and he ended up getting the ball over to Henderson for the little 8-footer. Could have had an easy layup if he would have dished it off.
And it's going to belong to Charlotte. A 70-69 Sixer lead.
Free throw still hurting the 76ers.
They were 11 for 18 in the first half. Holton down the boulevard, and he scores easily and is fouled. Little trip down the lane for Michael Holton, and nobody picked him up.
This is one of the first times all game that we've seen a player just come down the middle without somebody coming over to help out. Got by Maurice Cheeks. And nobody came over to help except Gerald Henderson, who had to foul Holton.
Tripucka comes off, and he looks to be a little lame again. He headed for the tunnel, but now he says, no, I'll stay. Anderson, pump fakes, fires, scores. Ron Anderson, 72-70. Oh, the foul. Charged to Mo Cheeks is Holton. Now trying to break him down one-on-one. Down the lane first, and now he tried to turn the corner on him. Well, Holton, a good free throw shooter. By 1. Sixers with the ball as Cheeks goes to work. Gerald free for a moment. Chapman caught up. Rambis steals it. Anderson cut off the pass, and they're going to give it to the Sixers. He got in front of Chapman, who took his eye off of it. And the Sixers have possession, trailing by 1. Anderson, good drive. He took it right down the lane. 74-73 as we seesaw back and forth now. Chapman against Anderson. Threw it up wild and missed it. And will stay at that end.
If you're going to guard Rex Chapman, you want to make a driver out of him. He's an excellent standstill shooter. He can come off the picks, catch the ball, and go up with it. Ron Anderson did a good job that time of making Rex Chapman go to the middle. 1 or 2 dribbles. He's not as effective, obviously, in 1 or 2 dribble situation that he is just coming off a pick for the jumper.
And the Ludo. Rambis again. And that one wouldn't go, but he'll get to the line. Bring the baskets when they shoot free throws, both teams. 75-74. Hornets again by 1. Barkley given some ground by Kempton. Cheeks down the lane, floats it up, scores. Little finger roll by Mo Cheeks. Holton. Reed tried to free himself and couldn't. Anderson, a good job shadowing him. Kempton down the lane, scoops and scores. Hornets by 1 again. 2:47 left to play in the third. Cheeks wide open, good read of the defense by Charles Barkley, the assist.
Fouled him the whole way, kept his eyes on Maurice the whole way, and when the double came over, great pass underneath.
Reed, nothing but net. Hornets refuse to go away. They lead by 1 again. Anderson for Barkley. Anderson. Cheeks a rainbow. In and out. Tap Jaminski, no. Tap again, no. Tap again, no. Tapped again. It still won't go. Finally, he knocked it down.
It's like there's nobody else under there. I'll keep tipping it until it goes in. 5 or 6 rebounds later. Don't you wish all those little taps counted as rebounds?
Holton.
Controlled taps count as rebounds.
Chapman, no. Jaminski. G quietly has had himself a nice ball game. Barkley against Kempton. Thrown away, and on the turnover, the Hornets run 4-on-2. Chapman, and he's grabbed by Gerald Henderson.
Holton comes up with the steal over to Rex Chapman, who comes in. Good play that time by Gerald Henderson.
Second tap, no. And the ball finally poked out long to Henderson. Gerald will bring it up. We're tied at 80. Tripucka did not come back into the game.
Hornets foul, Rex Chapman, number 3. This first.
Kempton, Chapman, Rambis.
A little walk in, but
This is the second. Rambis, and he is hammered by Belt.
now that's almost the 3rd time that Kurt Rambis has gotten a rebound on
From
a
the
free throw.
outside, from the
Giving somebody a second chance on a free throw shot will just kill you as a team and give you gray hairs as a coach. Also, you ought to know you got a lot of gray hairs.
83-82. Scott Brooks tried for 3, wouldn't go. Reed doubled for a minute. Rambis down the boulevard, missed the dunk. Rebound Reed. Looped it back out. Holt for Reed. Jumper, that'll be way short, an air ball. Missed everything. Sixers run. Henderson, scoop, score. 84-83, the Sixers, with 9 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Reed. Bolton for three, no. So the Sixers breathe a sigh of relief as we play 3 quarters. They still have the lead, 84-83.
Miller Lite and PHL 17.
Hornets inbound as we'll have
Reese
to
is not in,
select.
so
Go ahead.
you go. Your turn.
I will take Charles Barkley. Take the easy way out. Reach-in foul by Chris Velp as the Hornets set up. You're also going to give that guy eggs and bacon, aren't you? Or eggs and toast?
Eggs and toast with Mr. Bacon.
Bob Thornton makes his first appearance of the game. Did not play in the first half. It comes on now as we're just underway here. And Velp sits down, just underway in the fourth period. A 1-point Sixer lead. Chapman in and out. And the rebound, Bob Thornton. Got Brooks, sends Anderson through to the left side. Reed played the passing lane. Anderson by him. Fires off the glass. Nope. Kempton the rebound. Muggsy Bogues. Well, he beat Henderson, then he beat Brooks. Feeds Rambis. Rambis goes up and scores. Soft shot in the lane, kind of a half hook. Hornets by 1. Last time these two clubs faced each other here, it went right to the wire. Brooks from outside. Missed it badly. Rambis, another rebound.
And Charlotte has a chance to break a string here because they're 0-20 when tied or trailing after 3 periods.
Yep.
And they now have a 1-point lead on the 76ers.
Bogues, he scores. Great move by the little guy. Brooks glancing at Jimmy Lynam to see what he wants. They spread the floor out, balance it now as Anderson feeds Barkley. Charles scores easily inside. 89-86. And Charles makes the shot at Mr. Bacon, wins both prizes.
He gets bacon and eggs and the jacket.
And the watchman.
No.
I took
you
Charles.
picked, oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
I said I was taking the easy way out. Bogues for Kempton, the layup for it. Bogues penetrated, then got hung out to dry, but was able to slip the pass off to Kempton. Henderson trying to break Chapman down. Fires and scores. 89-88, Hornets by 1. Jordan will check back in a minute. Reed against Anderson. Gerald, good job as he jumped into the lane and poked it away from Chapman. Curtin comes back on. Kempton comes off. Well, the idea now is to forget about whatever happened before. Keep your mind and your concentration on the game. Bogues from downtown. Around the rim, no good. Charles, the rebound, baseline right. Thornton, that won't fall. Bogues, the long rebound. He motors down the lane. Scoops, no. Thornton, the rebound. One and done that time for Charlotte. They lead by a single digit as the Sixers set up and spread the floor again. Henderson down the lane as it opened up and was fouled.
Hornets foul, Kurt Rambis, number 31, his fourth. First team foul of the fourth quarter on Charlotte. Number 12, Gerald Henderson in the line for the Sixers.
8:42 left. Sixers have recaptured the lead, 90-89 on a pair of free throws by Gerald Henderson. Reed. Chapman fires way off target. Curtin the rebound. They'll get a second try. Chapman drives. Goes up, blocked by Barkley. Great defensive play by Charles. To Brooks. Brooks to Barkley. Charles scores. Charles started it defensively and finished it at the other end.
Monday, January 16th marks this year's Business Person Special when the Sixers take off on the Charlotte Hornets with a special 1 o'clock in the afternoon tip-off. For more information, call the 76ers at 339-7676.
Bogues and Chapman. Chapman for three. The home run is short. And Thornton another rebound. Bobby, 3 boards in brief minutes. Here's Barkley, an air ball. Tripucka wanted to gun it ahead for Curtin and then wisely held up. Bogues matched up with Brooks. Tripucka over the screen. In and out. Tap is no good. And the rebound comes off to Charles. Rambis, almost a great play. Thornton's all alone. The layup's good.
Good look off that time by Gerald Henderson as Ron Anderson was cutting through the middle, going to the right side. Bob Thornton was wide open underneath, and Henderson looked off everybody and gave a nice pass to Bob Thornton.
Tripucka, 20-footer, no. Charles with authority. 94-89, the Sixers. As Steve mentioned, tied or behind at the end of 3. The Hornets are 0-20, and they were in that situation at the end of 3 here. Barkley to beat the buzzer. Nope. Charles. And Tripucka finally with a steal. Rambis, you got it. Wasn't pretty, but it draws the Hornets to within 3.
The nice thing about basketball is they don't have to be pretty, as long as they go through.
Gerald Henderson straight up. Anderson from the wing. Kaboom. '96-91. Sixers hanging on to the lead. Bogues circles perimeter. Chapman in and out, but he'll get to the line. Fouled in the act of shooting, and that stops the clock with 5:51 left. Sixers came into this afternoon's game on a 4-game roll. Trying to work here. Tripucka, they clear the side for him. He spins in, goes up off balance and scores. A twisting, whirling move by Kelly Tripucka. A 1-point-Sixer lead. Brooks. Bogues counts him. Hawkins, kaboom again. 99-96 on the 3 by the Hawk. Make it 99-95. Out of bounds, it's off Tripucka, and it's going to belong to the Sixers. 99-95. Bogues end line to end line against Brooks. On the shot clock. Hawkins blocked by Chapman. Tripucka, and he tried to save it back to Chapman, but a whistle had blown, and the ball had hit the end line. There's a great defensive play.
Muggsy's doing an excellent job defensively on Scott Brooks. Rex Chapman comes out and does another excellent job by blocking Hawk's shot.
Jaminski in traffic, and he's hammered. Tripucka was there, so was Curtin. Bogues at the point, and a whistle. This is going to go against the Sixers. An illegal defense call. And some confusion. That's the the second. So the Hornets will be at the free throw line to shoot the technical. Jimmy and Freddie trying to explain to the officials tomorrow when ordering a large or medium pizza. Just visit your local participating Pizza Hut tomorrow and mention PHL 17 and the 76ers. Tripucka will get a second try, and he makes that. And the Hornets will have the ball. After all was said and done, 101-96. Tyrone Bowes against Maurice Cheeks. Kempton. Chapman baseline. Nothing but net. He had missed too badly from out there, and he knocked that one down. A 3-point Sixer lead. 101-98. Hawkins for Barkley. Poked away, but a reach-in foul. PHL 17 in Philadelphia. Neil Funk, Steve Mix at the Coliseum in Charlotte. Sixers with the lead in the ball. Anderson and Barkley two-man game. Charles up top, Cheeks poured it in. Cheeks funnels one home from the top of the key. 103-98. Sixers by 5. 3:17 left in regulation. Chapman leaning in, missing. Rebound Barkley after it was tapped by Jaminski. Charles in trouble. Dribbles out of it. For Hawkins. He's alone for three. Nope. Wide to the right. It bounces into the hands of Chapman. Chapman for Bowes. 21-footer good. Just inside the three-point line. So a timeout taken with 2:44 remaining. The Sixers 103, the Hornets 100. John Gurovich couldn't be here this afternoon, so Bill Campbell and Phil Jasner filling in, capably I'm sure. And all we can say to John is don't forget Wally Pip. Jaminski inside.
Wally Pip,
yeah.
huh? Gave his job up for
104-100, so they're off that odd number. 4-point Sixer lead. Tripucka has been the big gun for the Hornets this afternoon. They clear the side for him again. Nearly threw it away. Chapman raises up. That will not fall. And Barkley a big rebound. Charles again with authority.
Got a bunch of rebounds this period alone.
Barkley 15 boards for the game. Jaminski 13. And Rambis has 12 for them. Jaminski tapped loose by Rambis. Still loose. Picked up by Charles. 4 on the shot clock. Anderson. He got it. Right on the three-point line.
Big buck at that time for the 76ers. Good hustle by Mike Jaminski and Charles Barkley just to get that rebound back.
Sixers by 6 with a minute and a half left. Actually, a minute 33. Bowes. Chapman for 3. Scores.
Do not leave Rex Chapman open. You've got to be concerned with him. If you're guarding him, you can't be concerned about the other 4 players out on the floor, because once he catches it, a quick shooter.
106-103. Sixers the lead in the ball. Mercy for Charles. Up top, they swing it nicely. Anderson, kaboom! Anderson, 2 big field goals back-to-back. 108-103. Sixers with a lead. Hornets with the ball. A minute left. Tripucka for 3. That will not fall. Jaminski struggling for the rebound and was hammered. Took the lead at 67-66. It seesawed back and forth for a while as Jaminski makes the first. And the Sixers took over again. And the Hornets have been chasing them ever since. 109-103. Missed the second. Would like to present $76 on his behalf to the Philadelphia chapter of the American Red Cross. Congratulations to Ron Anderson. And now we'll wait and see if the Sixers can hang on here as they lead 109-103. Anderson with a pair of big field goals, one with a shot clock running down and then one the last trip down. And the Hornets will inbound. Chapman for three, missed that. Had to alter his shot in midair. Cheeks had it stripped by Bogues, but a reach-in foul on Muggsy. Smitty Pizza tomorrow. Receive your choice of one free topping when ordering a large or medium pizza. Cheeks made a pair. Bogues to Rambis. The easy one inside. 111-105. A 6-point Sixer lead. And Curtin and Barkley collided, and the foul is 9 seconds left. Bogues in a hurry. Underneath, wide open Curtin. The layup's good. 112-107. Barkley pressured. For Hersey's grabbed and fouled. Well, they will put Hersey on the free throw line.
Number 3 makes Chapman with a Charlotte foul. His second.
Hawkins at the free throw line. Trying to stretch the lead here. 112-107 with 28 seconds left, and he does. 113-107.
This whole thing started with Hawk hitting that three-point shot in Houston.
Yep.
Good defense in Houston. Three-point buzzer beater for the Hawks.
Well, we said when we look back at the end of the season, that'll be the shot. Things go as they have been here the last week. Bogues misses. Hawkins wheels it ahead to Anderson. Bounce to Cheeks. Maurice is thrown over the end line, and he'll get to the line. So this one's history, or just about to be. 114-107. Sixers with a lead and got back into it. Actually took the lead 67-66 for the first time in the game. Bogues inside the three-point arc, and he knocked it in. 4 seconds left. 115-109. Hawkins circling in the backcourt, and a whistle and a foul. Now Al's upset because we'll walk to the other end. Now have Sixers will win 116-109 your final. 116.